Welcome, E-Town. Welcome to our next ETHS Career Pathway Info session on manufacturing, engineering, and trades at ETHS. We are again live on the ETHS YouTube channel. Thank you for being with us this evening. My name is Michelle Vasquez. I'm the ETHS Post-Secondary Counselor in College and Career Services. All of the career pathway opportunities we are sharing with you today, they may be for you or they may be a great career opportunity for someone that you know. Soon, you will hear from our Career Partnership Manager, Ms. Tana Francelno, and from 4 of our local business partners from MEAC, the Mayor's Employer Advisory Council, regarding some of their entry-level career pathway opportunities for our Evanston youth specifically. And this is why we are here today, sharing this information with our E-Town community. So let's begin.
ETHS Career Pathway Info Session, Manufacturing, Engineering, and Trades. So this is our agenda for this evening. We are going to start off by doing a review of the 7 ETHS career pathways, learn about our upcoming ETHS career pathway events, and check out our student Google site. You'll learn about October being Manufacturing Month. We'll take a look back at our 2019 Evanston MFG Day. You will hear from our 4 local MEAC business partners, Visual Comfort Group, Ward Manufacturing, Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse, and S&C Electric. And also you will learn about Oakton Community College programs connected to manufacturing, engineering, and trades. Seven ETHS career pathways and upcoming ETHS events. So as a reminder, ETHS has thoughtfully condensed the 16 national career clusters into 7 clear career pathways. They are agriculture, food and natural resources, arts and communication, finance and business services, health sciences and technology, human and public services, information technology, and manufacturing, engineering, and trades. You can learn more about the ETHS career pathways in the Programs of Study Guide found on the ETHS website. ETHS would like to encourage students and their families to use this guide and the ETHS course selection guide to help choose courses and activities offered at ETHS that will allow students to explore and develop their career interests. This guide is designed to be a resource to help students connect their course selection and extracurricular activities to their career interests and educational plans and training beyond high school. Whether a student is preparing to attend a 4-year university, a 2-year college, the military, or the workforce, the exploration of possible pathways is vital. So we are excited to share that we are hosting all of our career pathway info sessions again this year, but this time it'll be live on the ETHS YouTube channel. We will be bringing more local employers to the table each month to share their career pathway opportunities and different types of careers within their industry. So mark your calendars and be sure to subscribe to the ETHS YouTube channel today. On your screen is a list of the 2020-2022 Career Pathway Programming events at ETHS. Students, make sure you read your email, listen to announcements, and check your Google Classroom for all events. In addition, make sure you check school links to sign up for most of these events, so we know that you will be attending. Another reminder to our students, stay up to date on all ETHS Career Pathway events, opportunities, and new business partners on our ETHS Career Pathway student Google site. It is also found on the ETHS website under Career Planning Resources and in school links in the Career Opportunities Board. This will be where you will be able to find the iKit internship application and the work readiness training workshops in the future. This information will also live in school links in the Career Opportunities Board as well. October is Manufacturing Month. So did you know that October is National Manufacturing Month, otherwise known as MFG Day? Each year, Manufacturing Day is held on the first Friday in October in order to show students, parents, and the public what modern manufacturing is all about. From bioengineers to data analysts to robotic technicians and all of the operations in between, there is a place for everyone in manufacturing. Together with the National Association of Manufacturers, the Manufacturing Institute, MEP centers, and federal agency partners, the Manufacturing USA Network celebrates the manufacturers who make the products that keep us safe, enrich our lives, strengthen our economy and national security, and provide countless opportunities for our communities and workforce. Hashtag MFG Day 21. So before we meet Ms. Francelno and our local business partners, let's take a quick look back at the last ETHS Manufacturing Day we hosted in 2019. We took about 100 ETHS students and staff to tour multiple manufacturers in the Evanston community and area, some of whom you will hear from later today in this presentation. So let's take a look.
Going to college, which is great. You're all doing that. That's fantastic. But what we've come to find out is you've really not been exposed to anything else.
I'm Wilson.
My name is Elise.
Yeah, Mr. Tom.
I'm Logan. My takeaway from today was there's tons of job opportunities out there. You don't have to necessarily do like what they want you to do, go to college. You can just get to work straight out of high school, and manufacturing pays well.
I think that this was a great thing because it lets students know that there's another way, to start a career other than going to college. I think that if they had something like this when I went to Evanston High School, I probably would have just jumped right into industry.
I learned about a lot of new job opportunities, and you don't necessarily have to go to college to be successful, and a lot of new cool hands-on jobs that might be the path for me.
Today, I got to learn about the manufacturing, like businesses, technicians. I didn't necessarily know that a lot of prosperous manufacturing businesses were around in my area and how they began to increase and go international.
One quick fact. Over the next decade, 4 million manufacturing jobs will need to be filled in the US. We're joining the movement to fill the skills gap and inspire the future workforce by hosting an MFG Day 21 event, which you are watching right now. So with all this in mind, I would like to pass this presentation on to my colleague, Ms. Tanda Francelno, our Career Partnership Manager with the City of Evanston, MEAC, the Mayor's Employer Advisory Council, and ETHS. She will be introducing our 4 local business partners offering career pathway opportunities for our Evanston youth in manufacturing, engineering, and the trades. Ms. Francelno.
Thanks, Ms. Vasquez. So our first speaker for the evening tonight is our manufacturing partner called Visual Comfort Group. Marianne, would you like to start your presentation?
Okay, I am Marianne LeBoy. I'm the operations manager here at Visual Comfort and Company. We are located in Skokie, not far from Evanston Township High School. So we want to talk about who we are, who is Visual Comfort. So things we probably don't pay much attention to when you go into a Starbucks, you go into a Red Robin, you can go into, you're shopping for closure at Forever 21. If you look up and look around you, those light fixtures, those are from us. That's what we do here. That's what we put together. Not just at that level, but also larger projects. We did lighting for the LA Rams Stadium, for the Raiders Stadium. We're currently working on the Carolina Panthers, my favorite team, their practice facility. We're doing all new lighting there. So we are the industry's leading resource for decorative and architectural lighting. Our family of brands includes Visual Comfort, which is the premier resource for signature designer lighting. Our Generation Lighting. Generation Lighting is our designer lighting and at an outstanding value. So it's more affordable for us there. Monte Carlo ceiling fans, very trendy ceiling fans. I love these ceiling fans. Tech Lighting, which is our leading brand for modern decorative and architectural lighting. These are some of the products that we assemble. These beautiful things I never knew light fixtures could be shaped in these ways. So this is awesome to see this. And we put this stuff together here in Skokie. This is our manufacturing. We take these things from screws and wires and we make these beautiful fixtures. So this is, I love sharing this with people. So I'm glad I get to share it with you guys. Our current locations, like I said, we want you to come work for us in Skokie, okay? Skokie, we have sales and support and operations here. Operations means that not only are we distribution, but we do the whole thing from coming in the door to manufacturing to shipping it out to our customers. You may one day decide you want to move to New Jersey or to northern Las Vegas, Nevada, where we have 2 distribution centers. They don't do manufacturing there, but you can always learn distribution while you're here in Skokie also. If you like hot and humid, you can move to Houston. And, we have sales as a support and our distribution center there in Houston as well. So, and then what's kind of cool is across the United States, everywhere, even in Chicago, we have our Circle Lighting stores. So we have one here in Chicago. Go check it out, 444 North Wells Street in Chicago. But we now even have one in London. So how cool would that be to live in London and do what you learned how to do here in Skokie? So a little bit about our Skokie facility. So we work on a very clean, safe, organized environment. We want you guys to feel welcome and comfortable when you're at work, right? You can tell by these 2 pictures here, clean, straight, and organized. Everything has a place. Safety is a big concern. We want to make sure everybody's safe. We promote that every day. Our team does a great job reporting anything they see. And then the picture on the bottom right, you can see that's our manufacturing environment. And what it is has very ambient light. You can see outside, there's windows along the whole wall. You're not stuck inside somewhere. So it's very clean, it's very nice, very safe. We have a few statistics up here. I apologize. It's a pretty large facility. We're at 300,000 square feet. We are a cross-dock facility. So we'll have trucks come in the back door, leave out the front door. So we have kitting that we do here. So basically you open a box, you throw a light bulb in, you ship it out the door. So that's what we call a kit. And that's what we do for our customers. That's what they want. That's what we're going to do. So very, like I said, very friendly, very clean. We're here from 6 in the morning till 6:30 at night at various different shifts, Monday through Friday. So let's talk about the management team. So we do have, 147 full-time employees. Now, one of the things we love here is that we have people here, we have over 20 people that have been here over 20 years. And some of them started in manufacturing and some of them are managers now. We have the guy on the top there. He's our top guy. He's our director of the Skokie operations. His name is Manny Zavala. His basic function is anything that has to do with the facility, he needs to know about it. So if something's happening in the front, in the back, wherever, he needs to know. He's directing the entire facility. Then you have myself there. I'm the operations manager. My function here is to make sure we get everything in the door and processed correctly to go out the door to our customer. And I do that with the help of the various managers that you see. Obviously, I can't do that all by myself. So after it comes in the door, it would go to parts and inventory control. That's where we have Miriam. Her responsibility is to make sure she gets orders to our production line. So basically the production team, the manufacturing team, those are her customers. So she pulls all these little small components with her team of 20 or 25 people. She gets it all into the production area, okay? Once we have those orders in the production area, then we move on to Hannibal Hermosi, who's our scheduling manager. He then will help our other managers in production and explain to them what orders need to be done first and what order to complete them in. And that's how we know which ones to build first. So he's going to say, build these 10 fixtures first and then build these 5 so we get orders on time to our customers. So then he will work with the other 2 guys you see on the bottom there. That's Paul Ortiz and George Castaneda. So Paul is the architectural manager. George is a decorative manager. So what you might ask is, what's the difference, right? So when you think architectural products, you think anything that is basically built into a ceiling or a wall. Like they call them the can lights that are in the wall. We don't call them can lights, but anything that's built into the wall or into the ceiling would be considered architectural. Decorative is just that. It's a decorative fixture. So if you have a fixture above your mirror in your bathroom, that's decorative. It's not built into the wall. You can easily take it off without destroying your wall. So that's decorative. Okay. So that's the difference between the two. So, but all built here in Skokie. And then finally, once everything's done and ready to go, we get all these orders that print out and they go over to our finished goods and shipping manager, Lupita Rodriguez, and she makes sure these orders get pulled correctly and then shipped out to our customers. Most of our stuff goes out small parcel. So we have a lot of small parcel lines running, and she makes sure all that runs smoothly all the way out the door. Team Skokie, we are a very diverse team. We make sure we are celebrating everyone. We speak 47 languages here in this facility. So it's very diverse and we love that. We love promoting men, women, whoever, it doesn't matter. If you're showing that you're good at the job, you're going to get promoted from within, right? That's our culture. It's a recognition culture. If you're doing well, we're going to show it. We do employee of the month. Every month, somebody from each department gets recognized. So, and we celebrate that. And it's great. And I think people really like it. We even do little thing, hot dog day in July, there's National Hot Dog Day. So we do hot dogs for everybody. So we do our taco days. So a lot of things to help recognize and celebrate the employees and celebrate the team that we actually are. So it's, something we're very proud of here. So COVID, what about COVID? Geez, when will this be over? We're done with COVID, right? But unfortunately, we still have this Delta variant that's going around now. So like I've said, and we say it repeatedly here, and you will hear it repeatedly when you're here, safety, safety, safety. So we do have protocols in place. We do take your temperature when you come in. We take it 3 times a day, actually. We have somebody who walks around and does temperature checks. We want to make sure you're okay. We want to make sure everybody else is okay. We do social distancing. You can see there's a picture right in front of you that's our production line. And you see we have little barriers there to keep everybody social distant, to keep them safe. So mask requirements and sanitation. We do sanitation all day long. Our team here in Skokie is actually 87% vaccinated, something we're very proud of here. So our positions here in Skokie. So we start in assembly, right? That doesn't mean you have to spend your life in assembly. You can move on to a material handler who picks and packs and receives material throughout the facility. You then move up to lean material handling, all the way up to lead, supervisor. We promote from within. You start at one area, but then you move up. So I want to introduce you really quick. This is Azalia Salgado. She started here as a temp back in 2017. She started picking orders, moved through every department in the warehouse, and now is a lead in our parts department, working with 22 team members that she directs and supports 18 production lines. So this is a perfect example where you can go. Opportunities, we have opportunities for you. We want you to be here. We want you to work with us. And you know what? We want your friends and your parents and your brother, sister, come work for us. We'll take it. We have positions for you. So that's all I got for you. So any questions? Give us a call, reach out to Tana. We can be happy to take you.
Thanks, Mary Ann. This is really wonderful information. Visual Comfort has a lot happening there. We're going to move on to our next speaker. If anyone's interested in reaching out, we'll definitely make those connections for our Visual Comfort group. Thank you so much. Our next speakers are Ward Manufacturing. These are our friends right here in Evanston on Main Street. So we're going to get started with Ward, and they're going to tell us a little bit about their manufacturing facility and what they offer.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction, Tana. We appreciate you guys having us. This is always an enjoyable piece for Ward Manufacturing, being able to talk to people from Evanston High School, which we've been lucky enough to be partnered with for a long time. We've gotten to know Tana and the rest of the group over at ETHS, and we're excited to meet more. So just quick explanation, I'm Nick Ward, I'm the plant manager here, and you've got David Abramson, who I'll kind of introduce a little bit later in these slides, but he's an ETHS grad, which kind of brings, a whole nother excitement to us here. And, again, I'll explain a little bit later as to why. So just as a little bit of a quick history, we've been in Evanston for over 77 years. This is our 3rd location, Northwestern, kind of through eminent domain, which just means they got too big and kicked us out as where we originally were. We've now kind of found our final home over here off of Main Street, over by where Sam's Club is, if anybody's ever passed by and seen the Ward Manufacturing sign over on the right-hand side of the road. That's us. We've got our facility that's tucked back that you can't really see. So a lot of people don't necessarily know that we exist, but we very much well do exist. So this is a 4th generational, right? So my great grandpa started this, and we've been kind of slowly but surely throughout the 77 years continued to grow, and don't see any sign of slowing down, so this is kind of one of those places that shows the manufacturing sector is something that is very strong. A lot of people had conversations 5-10 years ago, kind of during the 2008 when a lot of people struggled. Things started going over to China. Places in the United States that did what we did started to disappear, and kind of over the last 5-10 years, there's really become a really awesome kickback into domestic, which is United States made metal stamping parts. What we do is work in, and the next one, we're manufacturing, we supply to a whole bunch of different industries. I think we've got 50 or 60 different customers at the moment, and each one of them all holds kind of their own specialties. So what we do is we make metal stampings, and what that is we make parts that come out of flat pieces of metal, and we pretty much have these big machines that operate what I consider and explain these big cookie cutters that cut different parts into a whole bunch of different shapes. None of our parts is something that you would see on a shelf, kind of like what you were seeing with the light fixtures. They've got their name on something that is going up that you can see. Most of what we do go into industrial assemblies, which is bigger companies like companies that produce motorcycles, companies that produce semi-trucks, other construction applications, heavy machinery, plumbing. We're at all of kind of the guts of what actually makes their assemblies. And so it's, again, nothing that you would ever see, but again, very, very important for the functionality of what those assemblies are. Our connection, which I think is kind of an important piece to show how real careers here. We actually, at the moment, just as of within the last 2 years, we've actually brought on 3 or 4 total ETHS grads to our facility. One of them, as I said earlier, is sitting right next to me. He is one of those kids that came in 2016, and we've gotten connections from him, obviously. And the 3 other ones that are here are actually friends of his that we've kind of connected throughout that piece. And so 4 total. All of them are under 25 years old. Each one of them kind of started at different ages, but David, I think he started at 17, 18 years old, a week after he graduated. And so everything that we're connected to in the manufacturing lab with Jonathan Lawrence, we actually donate all the materials that I know back in the day, S&C used to do a tremendous job at giving them scrap and allowing them to produce a curriculum that had the ability to teach these kids what the manufacturing industry was able to do. And we've just kind of promoted that and added on to what S&C started. And so we appreciate them for starting that. And we're glad that we could be a part of continuing that. Just throughout everything else, we offer internships and job shadowing opportunities to local kids that aren't even associated to the high schools. And maybe because there's a lot of kids that are out there that don't have the same opportunities and vision that ETHS is giving a lot of the students nowadays. I know a big portion of what we do is participate in the MEAC group, which is just an Evanston group that does exactly what Tana's doing, trying to get our name and our industry out to kids and families who are in the area looking for careers that aren't supported by college education. So I'll let kind of David explain his past because it's a great story. But he's just kind of the poster child of what you guys have the ability to do. A lot of people nowadays are talking about the college dream of, going to college, getting a 4-year degree, 5-year degree, making a whole bunch of money outside of school. But it takes money to make that money, and everything in the real world, there is not as many jobs as what it normally kicks out to be that have the ability to pay off what this college is. So for a lot of kids in our local communities and the communities all over Chicago, college isn't necessarily always the best option. David was one of those kids coming throughout high school where he made a decision where his future was based around what he felt was the right decision. And schooling outside of high school didn't necessarily seem like something he was willing or wanting to do. So he reached out to Ward Manufacturing after a career fair, after Ward Manufacturing Day. And again, I'll let you take over his story from there.
Sure. So I'm David. I'm the assistant tool room manager and tool and die maker at Ward Manufacturing. Like Nick said, I was a 2016 graduate of ETHS, and I kind of graduated without much of a plan for myself. I didn't really have a big vision of college, and I was lucky enough that all 4 years of high school, I went through engineering and design classes and metalworking and all sorts of stuff with Cindy Curtis and Jonathan Lawrence, and they were a great support. So I ended up here a week after I graduated. I started in our quality control department, which I did for about somewhere between 3 and 6 months. I spent a little bit of time on the production floor, and then I made my way into the tool room where I've been for the last 4 years here. And
Explain the program, the apprenticeship program.
yeah, so the apprenticeship program, I started that 4 years ago, and that was working in the tool room. It's going to school at the Technology and Manufacturing Association in Schaumburg, which is when you have an official apprenticeship, it's paid for by the company that you work for. So that schooling is all paid for. So I attended that for 3 years. So it's 3 years, 10,000 hours of work to become trade certified. So just last year, actually in the spring, I became a certified tool and die maker. And I'm now currently going back to school again for, thank you. Yeah, I'm going back to school to learn engineering and design for tooling. And so I'll be doing that for the next 2 years. But yeah, it feels good going through this program, you know, not really having a plan, knowing college wasn't going to work for me. I'm glad I came into something that's supportive, and I'm sure all the other manufacturing companies involved in this, you know, they want to get their hands on young, passionate kids who are interested in doing stuff like this.
Yeah. So I appreciate it, Dave. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
Yeah, so it's always cool to connect, you know, with all of the high school kids, and he's a great resource on that sense. You know, in the manufacturing world, which I'm sure everybody on this call and on these presentations can relate to, it's always a difficult piece to connect to what the high school is. Always difficult to connect with, you know, a seemingly older generation that normally runs and normally is a part of the manufacturing world. But everybody in this local community is doing a great job at promoting and bringing in younger kids and offering a long-term career that gives them money right outside of high school that is very arguably close to what you'd be getting even if you were to graduate college. And it's just a great overlooked opportunity that we're happy to present. This just shows a little bit more about what our current facility looks like over off, like I said, connected to the Sam's Club parking lot. Some exciting news as well. So we've got a new facility that's actually under contract just to the east of us over by CE Niehoff that will give us the ability to grow our production. We'll be able to grow a little bit more of our finished goods, gives us more flexibility, but even on a better note, allows us to hire more people, gives us more opportunities that we're going to need over in the next year or two. That's going to open up the doors and open up the opportunities for people like you. So this over on the right-hand side, I just have a very quick explanation of kind of what our opportunities and just career options for people kind of throughout, right? These are all of our options that everybody has an opportunity to go through after they start working here. I'll show kind of what out of high school opportunities look like, but this just shows kind of going throughout the production side. We've got a quality side that has to qualify every one of our parts that come out of our presses, that they are to the level and to the extent and to the exact dimensions as what our customers need, or else they won't work in their assemblies. We've got a maintenance department that goes through and makes sure all of our presses and all the things that exist in our facility are maintained and operable. We've got our tool room, which David just explained. They design, build, and maintain all of our tools. Like I said, the cookie cutters that make all the different parts, and they are engineers, you know, and so he gets an engineering degree and he doesn't even have to pay for it, you know, so that's something that the company gets to do. Shipping, we've got a shipping department that's every single one of us receiving all of the metal and the raw materials that we need to produce parts, and also, you know, ships parts out to our customer when they require it. Front office staff as well. This is just a little tidbit that Forbes released, which I always like producing, that just states, you know, people that are graduating college expect to make $50,000 a year or more. But kind of everything that had been released is the actual number for what people are receiving outside of college is less than what they're expecting. And then on the top right, you see in manufacturing, the manufacturing average right now is 40,000. So it's very, very close to what you're seeing for people that are graduating college. Here just shows our benefits, right? We have all this, the detailed benefits that all of the careers outside of college would show. We've got insurance, we've got 401k, which David has been, a part of since he was 17 years old, which is fantastic. And I recommend you going and asking what, a 401k starting at 17 years old does to your career and to your retirement, but very, very awesome. We've got holidays, we've got PTO, and we work a lot of overtime. Here, just our opportunities that we're hiring at the moment. We've got production. That's everybody that's actually operating the presses and working around on the floor. We've got quality and actual production scheduling clerk as well that sits in the office and helps us schedule and produce the travelers that actually explain what our work is. We've got quality inspector operations that we have opportunities for, shipping, and we're always looking for the next David, so if there's ever an opportunity of somebody in the engineering world that wants to come and come over and see what we do, we'd love to have them. So I think just kind of by ending, I think this is it, but we would love any of you to come and see what we do and see the opportunities that Ward Manufacturing or any of the manufacturing presenters that you see here have to offer, because it really is an awesome opportunity. And we thank you guys for giving us the time.
Yeah, thank you.
Tana, thank you for organizing all of this.
Yes, thank you so much. That was a really great presentation. I love that David joined us. This is so valuable for our community to see someone that looks like him, and the young people can connect to this really well. So thank you all so much, Ward and team, for bringing this wonderful information to our community. My next up friend is Renetta over at S&C Electric.
Hi, thank you, Tana. I'm Renita Goodwin. I'm the manager of talent acquisition at S&C. And as you can see in the graphics here, we are in the power industry. All right, so what do we do here at S&C? We basically keep the lights on. So we work mostly with utility companies in the United States. We do have a global presence. We are probably in about 13 plus locations throughout the United States and globally. Our customers are utility companies, commercial industrial markets, data centers, private equity firms. We keep the lights on for hospitals, data centers, military bases. These are just some of our locations that we have. As you can see, Chicago is our main headquarters, our main location. We are in 46, we have 46 acres in the Chicago locations, but as you can see, we're in Wisconsin, Texas, and internationally, Mexico, Brazil, Australia, China, Canada. So what do? We basically provide products for the utility companies and data centers, as I said, hospitals. We provide innovative, sustainable solutions. We basically maintain the power grid. We are in switchgear, protections, and control. We file probably numerous patents a year. Right now, we currently have about 300 plus active patents. And like I said, we specialize in switchgear, protection, and controls. We basically hire competitive engineers for consultative edge. So this is just our headquarters in Chicago. This is show you where we are. We're located in the Rogers Park neighborhood. We're right in the middle of the neighborhood with 46 acres, as I said.
The power industry is changing.
This industry is booming with technologies such as renewables, microgrids, and automation.
S&C is re-engineering the grid.
S&C's been around for over 100 years, and it's all founded on innovation.
S&C makes sure that every time we flick that light switch, the lights go on, no matter what circumstance.
Devices can talk to each other and figure out the current state of the grid.
So when a big storm rolls in and a tree limb comes down, and that would normally be a 3 or 4 hour power outage, using S&C's products and services, you're talking about the lights flickering, and that's it.
So we're a team that is constantly trying to improve, come up with the next thing for our customers, and work hard to give them whatever they need.
A lot of companies, they just want to develop something that they think that the customer wants, but we actually go and listen to customers in person and to refine design based on their input.
The one thing that's kept me here at S&C is really the people.
I look forward to coming to work every day.
When I started, I didn't know anything about our products. I started asking questions and I was surprised at how helpful everybody was. And they're still helping me because I don't know everything yet.
There's passion and integrity that you just don't find at other places.
It's a very friendly atmosphere, so everyone knows each other and it's always very inclusive.
You feel a sense of belonging when you join, after you join S&C.
Other companies that I've worked at are quick to move jobs overseas or move them to other companies, whereas S&C is committed to keeping them here.
I'm not afraid to make a mistake. I know that if I do make a mistake, we're going to be able to learn from it. And from that learning, we're going to come up with some solution that's better than what we had before.
Working with customers, seeing our products in use, and hearing success stories has always been very rewarding for me. It's big enough that it gives me opportunities to travel abroad or even work overseas if I wanted to, but it's small enough that I know who to go and talk to on the manufacturing line when I have a question on a product.
I definitely think S&C encourages you to move around and learn new things, and then it's on you as an individual to reach out and work towards it.
So I was 17 when I started at S&C. I started at entry level in assembly. I saw that there were a lot of opportunities here. Practical classes, blueprint reading, math, advanced versions of these classes. I teach some of these classes now. Working with CAD software and 3D models, things I'd never even heard of before I started here at S&C.
We're not complacent. When we hire a new team member, we don't just expect them to learn the current process. We expect them to add to it with new skills, new tools, and new ideas.
Working in an employee-owned company, we don't answer to shareholders. We answer to ourselves because we are the shareholders. And I take pride knowing that everything I do impacts our stock price. So the better I perform as an owner, the more I get back. So we're continually investing in ourselves, and we're going to be a stronger company for it.
All right. So why do people come to S&C? One of the main reasons people come to S&C is for the variety of opportunities and growth opportunities that we offer in the company. We also have an ownership mentality as we are a 100% employee-owned company. So our people operate with that mentality and they take pride. We take pride in what we do because it advances power delivery. We are an essential business. If we don't have power, we can't use our cell phones, cook. So power is everything. All right. So why wouldn't you want to work at S&C? Number one reason, 100% team member owned. We are a stable business. We've been in business for over 100+ years. So we have a culture of stability. We do have some unique benefits. So one of the things that's really unique and that's coming up is the holidays. We have a holiday shutdown. So we shut down for about a week and a half during the holidays. So most people are off that time during the last 2 weeks of the holiday vacation. We also offer 100% tuition reimbursement. A lot of people have gone through S&C, gotten their master's, PhD, even gotten their bachelor's degree. So there's really a clearly defined growth path for all. And it's really up to you. The career that you would like to choose. One of the things we have initiated in our organization is what's called affinity groups. Some people may have called them business resource groups. So it's always hard when you're a new employee and you want to, make friends, get to know people in an organization. So we've created these business resource groups or affinity groups, as I should say, so people can feel a sense of belonging. We have the IDEA group, which is inclusion, diversity, engagement, and awareness group. We have women's empowerment group, LGBT community. We have Spectrum, S&C Gives for philanthropic efforts. And if you want to increase your presentation skills, we have Toastmasters for public speaking and coaching. So this is a way for new employees to get involved and learn about others in the organization. So in addition to all of the opportunities for tuition reimbursement and growth, when you're onboarded as an employee, we have for the development opportunities for you. We have sponsorships, mentor opportunities. We also have several internship co-ops. We work with, as you see, the YJC program where we've brought in a couple of interns that have found permanent positions with us. So we really try to guide our team members for success. We want them to stay at the organization for a very long time. I'm new to the organization. I've been with the organization for only a year. However, people have been with us for 10, 20, 30 years. So we provide that advancement opportunities and growth within the company. So these are some of the training opportunities that we offer. Of course, when you come on board, you're going to be shadowing with someone to learn your new job. We have peer training, cross training. We collaborate with different departments. There's online modules for you to train. As a leader, we offer different leadership 360 training and evaluations. We have technical and skill set training. And then, of course, 100% tuition reimbursement. So your career, is your choice, basically. So what is it like working here? This is our mold machine operator department. So basically, this individual is working with another team member. And this was pre-COVID when we didn't wear masks, but right now we all wear masks. In the environment, there's barriers. So we have that protection. We do temperature checks now. Everyone's temperature checks. They ask questions about COVID. But we're a family environment. We've been in business for a long time. People have been here for a very long time. So it's a friendly, fun working atmosphere. So these are just some of the main positions that we are looking to hire. Machine operators, welders, tool makers, assemblers, and material handlers. Now, if there's some skill set that you feel that you're not that great in, maybe blueprint reading or math, or maybe, measurement tools, we do offer that training for people. So if you're interested in working for S&C, this is the slide on how to apply. We also have texting capabilities. Text S&C careers to 25,000. If you want to talk to a recruiter, immediately you will be able to schedule for an interview. There you go. There's our website to apply. And as you can see, some of our accolades as the top places to work by the Chicago Tribune for 2020 and 2019. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Renata. Thank you so much for your time. And S&C has wonderful things. We actually had some great interns that worked with you last summer. We are continuing that partnership this coming summer, and we'll continue to build our partnership in that way. Thank you so much. So our next and final speaker is our friends over at Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse. Ann Nicklin will speak about Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse's programs and opportunities. Take it away, Ann.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ann Nicklin. I am the Director of Workforce Training here at the Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse. We're a little bit different than everybody else who's been presenting today in a few different ways. First of all, our program is transitional employment. It's a training program. And our organization is a little bit odd. There's a lot of factories actually that we're seeing inside of today that we've never seen inside of before. But for us, we've got 2 warehouses, 3 trucks, and 1 decon crew. And what we do is we take in salvage material. We take it in every day of the year and we sell it back to the community. So on the left-hand side, that's a house in Highland Park that we took all the way down till it was a hole in the ground. We even took out the bricks that made its foundation. In the middle there, you'll see a couple of our folks. That's Courtney and Michael in our Chicago warehouse moving a mantle that came out of an older home. And then on the right-hand side, you can see the most beautiful view of Evanston over our big purple building over on Hartree next to the day school. So yeah, what we do is we deal in used materials, how to get them, and then how to provide them back to our community at affordable prices. Our workforce training program is designed to help people basically a leg up in the construction industry. We're committed to serving folks who have barriers to employment. There can be all sorts of barriers. Some folks just simply don't know much about construction. Some folks are dealing with homelessness. Some folks are dealing with food insecurity. There's all sorts of reasons why people find their way to us, but we're serving, exclusively folks who are interested in getting into the building trades. When we do that, we've got our basic admission requirements are, for some folks, it's an active SNAP recipient. When we work with Evanston Township High School, we've actually just gone ahead and skipped that requirement. But we are looking for folks who are motivated to engage and succeed. And what we provide is, our typical tenure is 5 months, 20 weeks. When we've worked with high school graduates, we've sometimes worked with them for 12 weeks. It kind of depends on how people arrive with us. But we're 24 hours a week, 3 days a week, either here in our Evanston warehouse or in our Chicago warehouse. We get professional certifications for everybody who's with us. OSHA 10, EPA's lead paint renovator, forklift sitting and standing. And then we provide a bunch of instruction. What we want people to understand at the end of the day, at the end of the program, is kind of what is this environment around you and how do you start to deal with it? How do you start to identify the tools, the materials? How can you start to harvest them? How can you start to build them? Where are there opportunities for you within the building trades? Folks leave our program and go into all sorts of different places. Some folks go back into warehousing. We have a graduate actually who just rejoined S&C, who had been there a few years back and just went back. That tuition reimbursement got him motivated there. So we have folks who go to all sorts of places. We have some who have gone into the Carpenters Union. We have some who have gone and worked in HVAC, heating, ventilating, and air conditioning. We do a lot of work on professional readiness. Tana's the first to know that I'm kind of a stickler for being here every day on time. I am greatly of the opinion that the easiest way to keep a job is to just show up every day. And so we spend a lot of time practicing that. We do workplace performance, workplace appearance. Everybody starts their first day with steel-toed boots and good pants to wear. I want to make sure that everybody arrives with the opportunity to succeed. We do a lot of barrier reduction. Sometimes, for some of our high school graduates, a lot of folks haven't registered for selective service yet. If you want to apply to a union, you have to register for selective service. It's one of those silly little things you don't know about until you know about it. So we do that kind of stuff, but we also do driver's licenses and look at, okay, what other requirements do you need? Do you need transportation? Do you need help clearing off an old conviction? How can we make sure that you've got everything you need to succeed in a career in the building trades? In terms of how we learn, we do all sorts of things. Everybody that we work with, and I think probably everybody who's on this panel and who's watching this session, is what we call a kinesthetic learner, somebody who learns with their hands, who learns by doing, learns by movement. So we do active and passive learning. On the right-hand side, that's a wall that we built full of electrical service so that we can practice electricity without risking our lives. I'm sure they've got far fancier versions at S&C, but this is kind of the basics. What do we do with a switch? What do we do with an outlet? How does this all connect? Then we do active learning on the left-hand side there. That's my crew actually painting and labeling all of the pipes in a room that we've got in our warehouse. So we are actually doing work here. So it's a training program, but it's a paid training program. And a big part of what we're doing is what's called work-based learning. So it's a lot of education packed into a short period of time. And you learn a lot of it just by doing, in all honesty, and by doing that with your crew. Our crew is a big part of it. This is not something where you're ever going to find yourself just sitting alone at a desk. You are going to be working with your crew all the time, and you're going to be working with the site supervisor who's just for trainees. In everything that we do, we kind of follow these core principles of coaching. For us, this is deeply important about how we receive everybody who comes to our program, everybody who comes into our space, and about how we serve everybody who comes into our space. Because we're a shorter training program, a lot of what we do is build our participants up. As you go into the workplace and as you go into your next professional step, a lot of time is just spent making sure that you feel your best and that you are ready and confident to go into your next professional step. And so we spend a lot of time internally making sure that we're greeting people as they come to us and making sure that we make space for you to be yourself in this successful space. A little bit about the warehouse. As you'll see when you come in, we reuse everything. So the picture on the left is our new warehouse here at 1245 Hartree, just south of Dempster. When we first moved into this place, it had been a big giant room full of tape. Oddly, there was somebody who made rolls and rolls and rolls of tape. And they had these drop ceilings that we pulled out. And you can see the same picture on the right, almost exactly 6 months later. It's in the exact same location. And what we did is we took all of the ceiling panels out of the ceiling and we used those fiberglass panels as insulation in our walls. So as you come into our space, everybody is constantly learning about what is around you. How can we reuse it? How can we get better use out of everything? Again, 20 weeks of paid on-the-job learning. On the left, you've got our Chicago warehouse crew. On the right is the decon crew operating out of Evanston. That was after they'd finished a day just about a year ago. That was November last year. We took a porch off of the Hoover Mansion in Glencoe. Professional expectations, huge part of what we practice. On the left-hand side here, we've got an extraordinarily clean building site that Billy put together there. That was great. We've got ADP clocking in, clocking out, very much the same way that you'll see on any job that you go into. On the right-hand side is our standards of professional readiness. They were developed by an organization called LA Rise out in Los Angeles. And they go through actually a really comprehensive, I just printed out copies for my current trainees to fill out today. A lot of what we do is kind of breaking down a lot of the mystery about what makes workplace success. So when our trainees come to us, we want them to succeed in the future, and professional readiness and trying to sort of translate what I think is a lot of times the unspoken expectations of supervisors and managers in different workplaces. We just try to make it really plain. If the reason that you're getting marked down is because your shirt's untucked, then let's just be really plain. You got to tuck in your shirt. A lot of times we see folks come to us because they've been frustrated. They've been hitting a lot of frustrating and not a lot of information about how to succeed in these different environments. So we use that standard to try and make everything really transparent and really clear. We do a lot of peer-to-peer learning. Like I said, you work with a crew every day, and your crew, honestly, they are what will get you through a tough day. And because we have rolling admissions, everybody comes with us at different times. So right now we're looking at a picture of Will who graduated. And that's actually one of his last days. And he was teaching JJ and Nick on their very first day how to take out a sink cabinet and how to use an oscillating saw. So we do a lot of peer-to-peer because you've got some folks who have been here for 15 weeks and some folks who have been here for 15 minutes. And so it's about teaching one another and having that opportunity to develop your different leadership styles. Supportive services is a big game changer for us, whether we're working as part of our Snap to Success program or whether we're working with the high school and the high school foundation. On the left-hand side, you'll see that's actually the tools that our trainees on our Evanston site get on their first day: gloves, hammer, flat bar, all those good pieces. Actually, not a hammer, but a utility knife, non-contact voltage tester, that kind of thing. We want to make sure that when you walk in day one, you're going to start being hands-on day one. And also that you've got the tools that you need. And so that when you go out again, you've got the tools that you need when you go into your permanent job. On the right-hand side, this is one of our graduates, Kimbo, getting her job, started painting. She's an awesome painter. She's amazing. She graduated last year, and we were able to buy the roller, the extension, all of the pieces that she needed. Because the reality is when you get hired in construction, you're expected to show up day one with tools. And so that's part of why it's really hard for a lot of folks to get into construction if like a parent wasn't already in construction. Because there are these things that nobody says out loud. You're supposed to show up with $600 of tools in your car. And so we like to help make sure that that can happen. All right, so I just wanted to show off one of our sites because I think it talks a little bit about what we do and what can make it pretty cool sometimes. This is a Masonic temple in Wilmette that we worked on last year. The main building is still standing, but we took out all of the interiors. And so on the left-hand side, you can see that's kind of the whole auditorium where we took out all of the flooring. And we've since sold all of that flooring. That's scattered and installed in houses around Evanston now. But on the right-hand side, you can see my crew taking out these windows. And it's pretty amazing. These are enormous windows. These windows are more than 12 feet tall. It was snowing. You can start to see the snow coming down a little bit. But you can see this is the way my crew works together. We do things that seem impossible, right? Sometimes you look at a wall of windows, it's 20 feet high. What are you going to do? How can you possibly take them out? But a lot of what we do is we just talk about what's impossible and how can you approach a problem and solve it in a way that's frankly not that hard once you have a couple of people to help you and once you have a really good ladder. So that's us. That's our workforce training program. We serve anybody over the age of 18 up until I think the oldest we've served is 63. But we serve folks in Evanston, folks not in Evanston. And ultimately, we want to get more people engaged in the building trades, and we want to see more people successfully build those really well-paying jobs and careers in the building trades. So thank you for having us. Thank you for including us on this panel.
Thanks, Anne. This is fantastic information. We love our partnership with Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse. We are continuing to grow that with a couple of different initiatives for the second semester for ETHS students and beyond. And so I would encourage any of our students that are interested in connecting with the building trades to definitely reach out to myself, Ms. Vasquez, or Anne directly. Thank you so much. Our next and final speaker will be Oakton Community College. And so we'll go ahead and pass it over to Oakton to close our session. Thank you so much.
Hello, ETHS students and family. My name is Marcela Gallegos. I am the recruitment specialist at Oakton Community College. I am your admission advisor dedicated to Evanston Township High School. Oakton Community College offers several programs, degrees, and certificates in manufacturing, mechanical design, and CAD. In manufacturing and manufacturing technology, we offer Associates of Arts and Sciences in Manufacturing Technology, Mechatronics Technology, and Supply Chain Automation. We also have a high school program for dual credit. For mechanical design and CAD, we offer an Associates of Arts and Science in Mechanical Design, CAD, and then other certificate programs. For engineering, Oakton offers several options to pursue an engineering degree or an engineering major. First, we offer an Associate of Science in Engineering degree, and then also a pre-major concentration. So you can transfer your credits to a four-year school and complete your bachelor's degree. Engineering Pathways program. It offers a guarantee admission to the University of Illinois Granger College of Engineering for qualifying students. I'd be happy to assist you with the application process to become a student at Oakton Community College. You have my contact information. You can reach me by email or call me at the admissions office at 847-635-1835. I also welcome you to meet with me one-on-one. The appointment link is on your screen. I look forward to meeting with you.
So I want to just close by saying thank you to all of our panelists. They were wonderful. We had such a great time talking about all things manufacturing, engineering, and trades. This is a really strong career pathway, as you can see, where there are lots of opportunity right in our backyard. So please reach out, take the initiative. We are here to help connect you to these opportunities. It's not a lot of work to do that. It's really just taking the time to reach out, bring your resume, and let us get you connected.
Well, that is it for tonight. I would like to give a huge thank you to our business partners with us today, Visual Comfort Group, Board Manufacturing, the Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse, and S&C Electric. We're fortunate in Evanston to have a community of local business partners and leaders like the ones that you heard from today, actively creating career paths and career growth opportunities for our Evanston youth. We hope our ETHS youth and families have heard our message today and will seek out these amazing opportunities so we can continue to grow our own here in Evanston. We hope that you will join us at future YouTube Career Pathway Info sessions this school year. Thank you, and go